Yeah, hi. Good evening. Good evening, everyone. So this session is basically for OPP2 because next week on 8th December you have the OPP2 exam. I hope you are preparing well for this exam. Now the syllabus is also till week 10. So level of the OPP exam definitely will be little bit higher to the OPP1 because the OPP1 syllabus was still only 6 and that till that some basic concepts were covered in the course. So regarding the OPP, that OPP2, what are the instructions, how many questions will be come? So that all things we will discuss today in this meeting. Before that, if anyone have any query, you can also ask. If you have any doubt or okay, if anyone have any doubt, you can raise your hand or open your mic and just ask. Okay. Okay, so let me share my screen and just show you the instructions for the OPP exam and what are the important things you should keep in your mind. One second. Okay. So one thing, as so we are following the same similar pattern like as OPP1. Yeah, good evening. So like OPP1, we are following the same pattern. Sorry. So syllabus is now till week 10 and duration will be 2 hours. And same here also. So that question paper will have two parts. So first part will contain total three problems, each 20 marks weightage, but you have to solve any two. Okay, for the OPP exam. So any two you can select and you can solve. Same part 3 we have three problems. You need to solve any two, and but the weightage for these problem is high 30 marks. So okay. So but if suppose if someone complete all four problems in part 1 two problems and part 2 two problems, then still you can attempt the remaining problems. Okay, then you can get bonus marks. So again 2 marks bonus for the additional problems if you complete all four problem first. Then additional problem you will get a bonus marks if you attempt. Okay, so many of the time we found that many of students complete the question paper in 1 hour or 1.5 hours. So maybe what you should do in the remaining time, so you can attempt this bonus question, so that 2 marks for both additional problem you will get. Okay, and these marks directly will be contribute in your final course score. So the same one second. Okay, so same pattern we are following here. And I have also shared some instructions regarding mostly found in the during the exam. Many of the time student complain some things. So this time we have also sent some announcement regarding this. So let me open that announcement. So I lab eligibility OPP1 exam. This is not sent or not. Yeah. It is not shared. It is there in the discourse also. Overskill program. See. So that this list of current time left announcement regarding problem to. So yesterday I have shared this instruction. We have also shared by mail and that announcement. So the same things we have also discussed here, pattern of the paper, but other announcement we have also done with this. First thing is we have released the mock practice questions. Okay, so that is available in your course portal. So complete this before the deadline. So 7 is the deadline for this, and so complete it. So you will also get some idea of the questions for the OPP exam. Also, we have opened this timed lab assignment again for 2 days. Okay, till Thursday. So now, if any one of you have missed the timed lab assignment, so you can attempt, complete it. Okay, those who have already done, okay, so no need to attempt, but those who missed, actually they can attempt and complete within this Thursday deadline. So deadline is for only till 5, okay, 5 December, till midnight. And so revision session this week we are also conducting, so also join every session that we are conducting this week. And these are the area where you need to focus more. Okay, so what topics or what type of problems you should focus for the revision. So this is the first one, array. So as per syllabus, new content is coming from the week 7 to week 10 mainly. Okay, but that concept also automatically cover the previous week concept also. Okay, conditional loop, everything. So you should focus on the array related problem. Okay, so simple array is given, what is the maximum, what is the minimum, simple traversing the element, some changing the position of the element, swapping the element. Okay, this type of problems you can focus, which is depends on the array. String also, okay, so string is also stored in the array, same things. And we can also store with the help of dynamic memory allocation using malloc, so that also you can traverse in the same nature like as an array. So string related problem, if string is palindrome or not, or what is the length of the string, how many vowels are there in the strings. So some string related questions may be asked. So you can, if you want to practice more, so you can search category wise question on the Google also. Otherwise you can solve the problems which is already available in the course or timed assignment, all these things are related to these topics. So to solve all these string related problems. Also 2D array. Okay, so we have also discussed in week 9 that 2D array, how we can represent this matrix data in the array. So two-dimensional array that we can store, and then how we can traverse each element. Suppose the questions is like look like this: what's the maximum element in the two matrix? So then you should know how to traverse the matrix data. Okay, so array and row and column combination. So you should know the nested for loop implementation for to access all the data, all the elements from the matrix or 2D array. So that type of understanding you should have. And also the week 8 contain this structure. So structure, you should know how to write the structure, how you can define the structure and members. And uh Nisu, timed assignment now is open for full day. Okay, so it is already available in the course space. Okay, and deadline is till Thursday 11:59. Okay, we are not opening this on the that time 8 to 10. This is now open as a full day. Okay, so struct we have discussed. So what are the use case of the struct, and also sometimes we how we can create a structure array. This struct question may be mostly asked based on the record. Okay, so some students records are there, employee records are there. So that employee records means that contain the multiple attributes value for the each type of entity. Okay, suppose if we are storing the student data, so that the student name, roll number, that marks, scores, like this, that multiple attribute data will be stored. And we will store the that multiple student data, not only the single data. So you should know how to define a structure. Okay, and after that how we can create a array of structure. Okay, so that array of structure simply store the multiple records. Okay, so that array of structure we will create, so that you should understand properly. And after that declaring this, defining this, then how we can access the data in the structure, what are the that operator is used to access the member, all these things you should clearly understand. Okay, and dynamic memory allocation, definitely. So that how we can allocate memory at runtime. Okay, sometimes suppose if we don't know how much memory actually we need to allocate, so at the initial time, so at the runtime how we can allocate memory. So that type of questions we also ask. So that is one thing. And last one question you can expect on this file handling. So here you should know read and write operation mainly. Okay, so if file contain any some specific type of data, how you can read the data, and you can, after reading the data, how you can get the data in your program. After that, just process that data and get some that output, and also how you can write the output into the another file. Okay, so reading and writing is the necessary operation you should know, and also what type of functions are there to access different type of data from the file. So I think I have already discussed the complete summary of this file handling. There are multiple different way to read the data and write the data on the file. After reading and writing, so after reading the data, definitely it become a normal problem. Okay, so once you got the data from the file, so then you can simply solve like as a normal program. Okay, and after getting the output, just write into the same file. So this reading and writing is the necessary operation you should know. And so these are the topic. Okay, what will be the difficulty level of the exam, sir? It will be the same as no. So as I mentioned, that topics are also moved to the higher level. Okay, that topics are not at the same level of the only conditional operator or simple things. Now topics are array, dynamic memory allocation, file, definitely. So you will feel some higher level. Okay, not the same level where you only solve like conditional statement based question, only loop based question. So level definitely will be little bit high compared to the OPP1. But problems will be easy if you have already done that type of problems in your assignments. So if you have already solved your assignments, okay, by your own, definitely that problem will be easy for you. Okay, and that problem are not tough. But if you have not solved any problem by your own, if you are just copying or getting the solution from others or just pasting it, definitely you cannot write any solution. So that nature we also found for the OPP1. Many of the students actually could not write any single line also. Okay, so is there any a question missing in the 2, 3, 4? Okay, what is the missing? Okay, let me check that. Mock you are saying. So mock OPP2 for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, 6 question we have in the and qualifier. Let me check qualifier also.
Sir,
Yes.
interrupt, sir. In the Mark 2, sir, extra one question is there, sir. I think we cannot able to
Uh,
participate.
that I have removed actually. I just yeah, just 15
Thank
minutes
you.
before I have removed.
Thank you, sir.
Mhm.
Thank you, sir.
Okay. So that mock GRP some naming was there, so that I have removed now. So that problem 1 to problem 6 are the okay. Problem 1, 2, 3, 5. Okay, okay. Four. One question is missing. Okay, okay, that I'll just release. Okay, after this session. I think this is missed only. Okay. Otherwise, that this is on for the qualified namespace. I think that term namespace. This is there. Question 4 is also there. Okay, OPP2. Yeah, question 4 is there. Okay, so I'll release that also. I think that is missed. Okay, thanks for pointing this. Okay. And another thing is, so I was discussing this side. Okay, on the discourse, yeah. Okay, so one more important things. May after actually OPP the exam, many of the student send the mail like my output was correct, but still test case are not passed. This type of query we received. Okay, so just if you are already solving that that assignment, graded assignment, practice assignment, so you should understand the nature of this portal. So this is automatic checking this thing, or that is portal is checking all the solution or answer automatically, and that require the exact matching of your output and required output. So every problem in the questions itself. So if you see any that mock question, suppose, okay, if you we open this problem 1. First thing, one more important thing. Last time we found that many of the students face the button disappear issue. Okay, so we always said that use the new UI. Okay, this time I think you automatically will move to this new UI. if you're getting old UI, just move to this. Okay, new UI, this one. So this is more comfortable and more that error free. So here you can see in the problem statement, this type of code is that as a fixed code we have mentioned, and after the fixed code, this white area where you can update the code, write the code, all these things. Okay. First thing, just read the question carefully, and do not write extra things. Just understand that what actually question is asking. Okay. If question is asking to write only function, so just write only the function. Okay, most of the time we also give this template type. So this function you need to complete. So function that naming or everything we have mentioned, just in internal body you need to write. So this type of question and interface will be there. Sometimes maybe this main function will also not be visible. Okay, but do not write main function. If it is a question is asking to write only function, so only write the function itself. Okay, so that actually main function is so in the sum of the question, main function is written as a hidden code. So that just read the question carefully. Okay, what question is asking, only do that thing. So okay, another thing is test case. So test case is uh, here you can see if this is the input and expected output, you can see. So your output format should be exact same. Okay, so you can that format is also mentioned in the question statement. Okay, so sample input, you can see here what type of output should be here. So we found in the previous OPP1, some student actually post or mail this type of thread. We our solution was correct, but when we checked that, so we found that they added the message like the output is 9. Okay, so answer was correct, but the format was not correct. Required format was not correct. They mentioned the strings. I don't know why this string is added, or also added the string like input, enter the input one, enter the input two, like this type of message. Okay, and the output is this. So that should not be okay. Additionally inserted in the output. Just see the sample input, sample output. Okay, you can also verify the test case. Okay, sometime you need to print anything or by your code, just return some value from the function. Okay, so that is also the question nature. So suppose this count variable, here you can see this function, this is also written here, function does not return anything. Okay, so does not return anything. So write a function name and print. So here it is asking to print the count. Okay, so you need to print inside from your function also. Okay, so that is one thing. uh okay, that count. Okay, I think this that int should not be there if we are not asking. Okay, input string count vowel. Mm-hmm. So that is just, I think this is also a mistake here. So it is asking to print, but that code is asking to return the value. Okay, so that we will update here. This is, I think, missing the information. So sometimes you can also, if you that suffix and that prefix is visible, you can also understand by the that code what code is actually required. So here we are calling this function from the print statement. Okay, so that output that function should return some value because that return type is already defined integer here. So that should return some value from the function, and that will be print by the that suffix code. Okay, so just do that thing what question is asking. So in that way, if question is asking just only return the value, so do not print anything. Okay, so just focus all the things in your course page. Also just follow the format is the main thing. Many of the time that many of the students actually not follow the format, and they got incorrect test case pass. Okay, no test case pass, and later they just send the mail or the discrepancy. So this is the main important things. And also another thing is okay. So this is the one important point. Use new programming user interface. Okay, that button disappear issue. This type of issue not comes on this. So if you face this type of error also, okay, so this error comes during the programming question submission. So something went wrong, not able to run like this. So many of the students actually report to the proctor that that portal is not working. Some issue is there with the portal. So this is not the portal issue actually. This is the code related issue, and something went wrong is comes when that program is executing continuously and not stopping. Okay, so in that case, portal cannot handle this type of situation when program is continuously running. Okay, and not there is no stopping situation. So that so after some time that it will give this type of response, and not able to run also some that runtime error is coming due to code mistakes. So in that case, sometimes this not able to run error comes. Okay, so just write your code carefully. So just check the condition carefully. Your code is not going in the infinite type of execution things. And before just reporting to the proctor, carefully check your code also. And marks are only associated with private test case. This is also query we have received. So some student actually only understand that public test case pass, but still did not get any marks. Okay, this is one important things. And the output format, yeah, this I have already discussed. Format related issue. Okay, so these are the common important things you should focus during the exam. Okay, do not waste too much time in this type of issue, or just go check your code and write your code carefully. Okay, so yeah, till now, any query regarding this structure or any OPP related any query? Chat, let me check my interface. So okay, yeah, that I'll do. Hmm. Okay. Timed assignment, I am just reminding you, so that that will open till tomorrow. Okay, in by 11 by 9 p.m. So complete that if anyone missed before. So that is one important thing, and also that will also helpful for the OPP practice. So because of that, we said this another chance before the OPP. Okay, any till now, anything regarding the OPP exam? Okay. So I hope you know that the timing and date. So date is only one slot we have, only 8 December, and I think timing is 4:30 to 6:30. So that will be shared. I'm not sure that is shared or not. Yeah, Nisu, any? Okay, no query. Okay, fine. So now comes to the point. So we can recap the things. So what are the important things regarding this array related problem? So what are the required understanding you should have actually? Okay, if you are solving any array related problem, so that is just a traversing this properly. So you will get a the traverse one array. Okay, this time most of the questions will be based on the function definition. Okay, so 5, yes. So function definition, most of the question you have to write the function definition only. Okay, so that means questions will be asked to write this function and return something or print something. So that function you have to complete. Okay, so most of the time we also provide the function name in the template. So only the body part you have to complete. So also understand that what type of value function is actually getting, because the data you will get in the as a parameter. Okay, so array, how you are getting the array. So after getting the array, you can easily solve the questions. So like array related questions, what you should know. So let me just write one these example questions. Okay. So this will be, this type of structure will be there. Suppose we are finding the maximum of the array like this. Okay. So what function name will be given to the question itself. So just write the function. So let's suppose 8 max element. Okay, and some array will be given to you as a parameter. So suppose that ARR is the name, and sometimes size will also be given this type of questions. Okay, so like in, so that you have the understanding that you have this type of data, that function definition. And array, actually that main function will, what will do, main function will read the data from the input, and that data will be passed to the function as a parameter, and your function should return the output as a return value, or sometimes print the output directly. Okay, so just understand that what type of data you are getting as a parameter. Okay, this is an array, this is an integer element, and just work, do your work on the parameters value. Okay, suppose our array is like this, int a, so naming may be different, like of 10. I'm just taking this normal example. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. Okay, after that, suppose this print function is there, and we are just printing the output as a return value, so that, and we're calling some function max element here, and passing the array, and also the array size, this, like 10. Okay, and so this type of nature of the code will be in the exam. So suffix code, most of the question suffix code will also be visible to you. Some of the question it will hidden. Okay, and in this case, now your task is just, so here you are getting the array and also n value. So this 10 value will be passed to the n. Then this is the array name, we are passing a, but now we will receive as a arr, okay, inside this. And here we need to return the output as a maximum element among this, so we can simply traverse. So traversing thing is very important, how you can traverse the data if you know the how many elements are there in the array and what is the name of array. So it's simply what you can do, you can just run a loop, and like int I equal to 0, because indexing is always start from 0 in the array. And then this indexing will run till, so n is the total size, so indexing will be 1 less than, so that is less than n and I plus plus. Okay, now you can just print the element, you can see what element we are getting here. So that, in the space, and then getting arri. Okay, so this is the first thing we can validate. Okay, time to time we can check what our code is actually returning. So if I run this, you can see we are getting all the elements. So 3 2, that 0. Okay, what is the mistake? So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10, 10 elements we have. And why this 0 is coming? 10 is there. Okay, return. How we need to return something? Okay, 1 second. Yeah. So yeah, that return, because our we have created this function as a integer return value, so we have not returned anything. So that should be return something. So by default, this output is coming by the print statement. Okay, by this print statement, but the last value is coming as a return value. Okay, so this function is returning 0 value if we are not assigning anything. So by default this is executed successfully, so it will automatically return 0 value, and that 0 value is printing by this second print statement. Okay, because we are calling this function from the function, and that return value will be print by this function. Okay, so now our all elements are coming correctly. Okay, so this traversing part is very important for the string related question. and the array related question. A one dimensional array is there. Okay, so you should know that indexing traversing. Sometimes suppose if the question is asked like that, swap the first number and last number. Okay, so you should know what is the indexing of first element and what is the indexing of last element. So just swap, apply the swap method on that. So 0 is the first index and n minus 1 is the last index of the array. So perform the swapping. Okay, swapping, you know how you can swap the two variables. So same variable you can use like as a arr 0 and arr n minus 1. Just swap these value with the same method of swapping two variables. So this is the first thing, and but our task is here to return the max value. So what we can do, we can assume some max value like this. So int max equal to first element. We can assume this is a max. So that things you, so you know, we can assume the max element is the first element, and after that we can compare each element by this. Okay, so we can start with the second element, that one index, then we can compare. Okay, so we can compare simply if a r, okay, and I, because I will start from one index. Okay, because we have already assumed that first element is the max element. If this next element arr I element is greater than the max value, so in this case we will change our max value, okay, by this loop, and max equal to a I, sorry, arri. Okay. Hmm. This type. Okay, now this loop will learn. So every time once we found the maximum value in the array which is greater than to the previous maximum value, so that our max value will be replaced by that value. Okay, so that new max value will be assigned to our max. So this loop will run, and finally we will get a maximum value among all the maximum value, and that value we will return by the function, so max. Okay, so now this max should be come as a output by this function. Okay, and 11, and this is will be written here, so that will be replaced. So 11 will be print by this second function. Sometimes what is the index of the maximum value? Okay, so you need to focus as a index only, but during the comparison, compare the element, but keep the index in your as a output. Okay, so what you can do, you can just store the like int max index, okay, equal to initially 0 set, because we have taken 0 as a max. But once you change the index at any point to change the maximum value, so just store that also. Okay, so max index equal to I, because we have to focus, we are focusing on the I value only, and return that variable. So at that case, the maximum element index we are returning, so that output will be come. So 11 is coming at the ninth index. Okay, so this is the ninth index, 0 1 2 till 9. So maximum, minimum, or like some pattern things. Okay, we can ask like that. Our elements are all in sorted order or not. Okay, just checking the pattern, something in the array, just swapping something. So that type of questions maybe that configured or we develop with the array. There are lots of things also possible with the array. So you can search this type of questions which can be performed on the simple array, like this integer element, all these things, and you can practice on this. Okay, this traversing. If you don't know traversing, you cannot do anything in the array. So that is the one important things. Now, with the same array nature, so let's also discuss the 2D array. Okay, so 2D array is just a matrix form. So like that, we have this type of a structure. Okay, like we have three row. Okay, so this is R, and four columns. So this is columns. Okay, so RC, and our data is stored like this. So like 2 1 3, so we have three row and four column. Okay, so 5 6. Okay, and next like 1 2 5 2 3 4 8 6. Okay, so now this is the row we have, rows, and this is the columns we have. Okay, so 0 1 2 3. This is the column value. So column value index also start with 0 and row also index start with 0, 1, 2. So this is the table structure for the 2D array. Okay, and we represent this array type ARR, and like you can give any name. So I'm just taking ARR, and we need to define number of rows and number of columns in two brackets. Okay, column. So how many rows we are taking? 3. How many columns we are taking? 4. And what will be the index for these? So index will be 0 to 2 for this. Okay, and index will be 0 to 3 for this row and column. So now we have two value to identify the position. We require two value to identify the position in this two dimensional array. How we can identify this 5 element? We need to check what is the row and what is the column index. Okay, so row index is 1 and column index is 2. So that means like this 1 and 2. So this is the row index and this is the column index for AR. So that logical structure you should understand properly in the two-dimensional array. So this type of structure will be in your mind when you are just working on the 2D array. So you can traverse the element row wise. Okay, so if you use the first indexing as a row and second indexing as a column, so you can traverse row wise elements, first column, then second row, then third row. Okay, so here also possibility of the question is like uh, finding the maximum, finding the minimum. What are the elements in the first column? What are the element in the third column? Okay, what is the sum of the element of the third column? What is the sum of the element in the second row or one index row? Okay, what is like just sum of all the border elements. So that type of possibility is there of the many two dimension related questions. So what are the like sum of the border elements? So you should clear understanding that what how you can traverse the border element. So border element traversing, so that first index row index should be 0, then traverse all the column value. Okay, then same things this side, 0 index column, this will get you. So means you need to traverse for row 0 and last. Okay, so that 0 and last, so you will get a that two line, this one. But you should also have you have to also remove the common things. Okay, same for the column 0 and last column, so that you will get a these element. But here you need to focus that element should not be repeat during the, if you want to adding the sum of all border elements. Okay, so this two should become only one time. Okay, so that type of prevention you can add in your code. So but to perform all this type of task, you should have clearly understandable understanding of the view, actually logical view of this structure. Because when we will write the code, you will not get this type of matrix representation, you will get a 2D array. Okay, but you should clearly understand that how the indexing is assigned for that type of 2D array, then how you can traverse the data. So traversing is also important here. So this type of case, so suppose if we assign the array like same 3 and 4. Okay, so 3 row and 4 column. So that means we can assign like this. So that this is the first we can say, and say second. Okay, so data is comes like this. Okay, so this is the first row data. Okay, so every row have the 4 columns, so 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, this is the second row, and then this is the third row, like okay, and then okay, so total 3 row completed. Yeah, not this, sorry. So now this is the structure which we have written like this, but this is the matrix form. You can that imaging. Okay, so imagination should be your that matrix view. But this is row and column combination. Each row have the 4 elements as a 4 columns we have defined. Now suppose this is passed, okay, as an array, and we have to take like this. Now we need the value for here each. Okay, so how many rows are there? So like suppose value are given like this. So r, how many row and column. Okay, row and column. So that we can pass here. So that means 3 row we are passing here 3, and column we are passing 4. Okay, so that 2 dimension we require this. So sometimes we also assume the we can assign maximum size for this. Okay, so like 10 and 10 like this. Okay, now but because we are passing the array of this size, so that will only compete here, remaining position will be empty, but we can understand that how many rows and how many combination columns are there by this value. So in this way, we can traverse the elements now that we need to require here. Two. Okay, so we have row and column, so that is depends on this r and c value. So first we will take for the row, because we want to traverse the element row wise. You can also do by the column wise, but you have to change the loop parameters for that. So we are traversing the element row wise, so that the first loop variable we are using for the row I. Now for each row we will traverse the columns. Okay, each column, so that means we also require another loop, so that we can take as a j equal to 0, and now this j value will be less than equal or less than equal to c. Okay, columns and j plus plus. So now first loop variable is using for the row number, the row index, and second is will be used for the column index. And simply we can check by the print statement. So printf and then percent ld, and we can write like as a arr and then I and then j. Okay, so row wise data will become, so here we can give the space, and if you want to print in the matrix form, so definitely you can just add as a slash n, new line character here. Okay, so once the one row will be complete, then your cursor will be moved to the next line, and then data will become. So return 0. Let me just do this. Okay, so what it is saying. Okay, test trick. Okay, we have to leave this thing. With this. Okay. 8003. Okay, let me check. What is this warning?
Sir, the I index is changing from 1 to for the last one. Yeah, I is equal to 1. It should be.
Okay, that is the one. Yeah, this is the correct thing. But here, this is not the issue. Issue is different. So that a incompatible pointer type passing that int 34 to the parameter of type int asterisk 10. Okay. So what we should pass here? ARR enter int n, I think. Not take like this. Okay. So max size. Then again 256. So that is fine. And let's see, this is okay. Okay, so I think we should take pointer. Take this. also not doing. Okay, so we are getting the error. Okay, let me check what generally we use for this. So 2D area, I think we have questions will be there. Column, the size like this. Okay, so this is the third. Not the function related. We are passing. So this matrix is there. So matrix. Okay. So this array name is fine. Array 3. So if I suppose take 3 and 4, you're getting garbage value. So this 3, 5, 7 value. Okay, 1 second. Scan have that date. Int. Okay. So we are reading this value and time. This is A. Okay. And then and okay. So what is our percent? TRR inter CC. That is fine, I think. The Geo C++ that. Just stop this. Calling this one. This is not there. Okay, so like 1, 2, 3. Five, 6, 7. Okay, so it is working fine. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Okay, so I'll check this. I am not sure that is not working here. So this is the way to actually read the array. So most of the time, most of the question, this part will already be done. Okay, so that array will be completely read it, and that main part will be that performing some operation, just traversing all the element one by one, and just do the operation. So you will get simply that structure will be provided to you, what type of structure, that array you need to write here. So I think in the mock question, one question is there. So mock 2 and that question number 3. Here you can see ARR, this array is already given, number of rows is given, number of column is given. Okay, so let's write here. So you don't need to do anything. So all the main function is already reading the input in this format. So test case, you can see this value is for the row, this value is for the column, and after that we are reading the data for this row and column by the main function. Your task is only just traverse the elements and perform the task, sum of odd elements. Okay, so if we write the solution code for this, so you need to write the loop here. So like for and int I equal to 0, and we know how many number of rows we have. So I is less than equal to number of rows, and then I plus plus. So that is one thing. And here, this is the first thing. Now second loop for the column. So for int j equal to 0 to number of columns. So j is less than cols. So that is columns value and j plus plus. Okay, and now this we have done. So that means we have now way to traverse the elements row wise. And during the traversing of the each element, we can easily traverse by array name ARR and then I index and j index each element row wise. And during this process, we need to find out the sum of all odd elements. So we can take the result for like int total equal to 0, and during this process simply check if that your current element is the odd element. Okay, so that ARR, so ARR I and J. Okay, so this is the current element you are traversing, and you can simply check if this element is divided by 2 or not. Okay, so if this element is not dividing by 2, not equal to 0, so that means this element is the odd, and you can add this element in your total value. So that total plus equal to this current element I and j. Okay, so if this condition is not satisfied, so in that case only, so in that case that your code will not do anything. You will not add anything. Okay, so this, if this condition is satisfied, that only your total will be added by the current element. And after getting this sum, just outside of this loop, and return your total value. Okay, so that return total. So that your task. Okay, so now this type of array will be provided to you. You will have the number of rows, you will have the number of columns. After that, you need to traverse the element like this, and in between you identify that what is the task. Based on that, you can write your logic inside this nested loop. Okay, so when we run that, let's see, we are getting the correct. Uh, So our output are match as the required output. So we have returned the value. So according to the question, it is asking to return the value only. So function return the sum of odd elements. So we have returned this. So in this way, you can deal with the two-dimensional based question. Okay, use the naming and all these things. So this is the one type of questions maybe asked, two-dimensional based question, simple single array based question. And another questions will be based on like some string or dynamic memory allocation. I hope you know the dynamic memory allocations things. So that things, let's discuss that how we can allocate the memory and how we can store the elements in that also. Okay. So to suppose we want to store some string, okay, in the by using the dynamic memory allocation. So how we can do that? So let's write the code for that. I am removing this. I'll check that why we are getting that error later. Okay. So to store the element using the dynamic memory allocation, how we can do that? So that things, this is the empty function we have written, and inside these things we will create a pointer. Okay, so we want to store the string using the dynamic memory allocation, so we will create a character pointer here, so that we can write like char and pointer. Okay, so that we can give any name, so like str. Suppose this is the pointer we have declared. Now we want to read that what is the max we want to store inside the string, so that we can define here. So int length, length equal to suppose 50. Okay, so 50 is the maximum length we want to store in this string, so that we can define. After that, we can create a dynamic memory allocation for that using the malloc function. So that is simple, is str equal to, and we will write a malloc function. So malloc, and this here we need to pass the length. Okay, what length we required? So length, if you don't know what is the character size, okay, so what is the one character size takes. Okay, so if you don't know this, you can just write like here. So size of at char. Okay, so this function will automatically calculate the size of single character, and that size will be added into the total number of characters which we have taken as a maximum length here. Okay, 50. So that much memory will be allocated to you, so that bytes of memory will allocated to you. But the address will be, the return address will be the void type, so we have to convert that into a character type. So the typecasting we need require here, so char asterisk. So this is, okay, two bracket is there. Okay, so to use this malloc, we have to use one additional library, that is stdliv.h. Okay, so now this is the dynamic memory allocations, because this value we can read at the runtime. Okay, suppose if you, yeah, if you don't want to assign here, you can read value at the runtime, and based on that, memory will be allocated to your program. But the always is a good practice, if you are allocating the memory at runtime, always check the condition like this. If that str value, okay, so str is equal to null. Okay, so suppose this memory is not allocated by any region, so in that case just print some message which we can understand that this is the case. So like memory is not allocated. Okay, So this message you can return. Otherwise, you can do your task. Okay. So this is the only debug that preventing case if memory is not allocated for any reason. Otherwise, most of the time memory will be allocated. And once the memory will allocate it, so you can assign some that string to your that pointer. Okay, so that one function you can directly use here. So strcpy string copy. Okay, so if you want to copy one string to another string, so you can use this function. So first place you need to pass as a that destination where you want to copy the data. So that is str. And second, what string you want to copy here. So you can directly pass this is the C programming course, like this type of string. So so for to use this, you have to use the string.h library. H. Okay. So now this is copied. Now you can check also your string is copied or not, so that you can check by the print function. So printf and then insert this percentile s, and here simply your str. So that is the print. Okay. So if you run this, you will get, you can see this is the C programming course which we have copied from here to this place pointer. So this type of question, and after that using this str you can also print the index character. Okay, so you can also use the indexing here. So that if suppose this str0, so let, because this is a character, so we have to use here C. Okay, if you are using that single character, so that is T. Okay, so this first T, then you can traverse your string character wise also or index wise. So that means suppose if we are asking that what is the 10th character for this string, suppose in string is given like this in the pointer. So what is the 10th character of the string? So you can directly get the 10th character with the 10th character means ninth index. So that character you can identify that h. So that is coming, I think, from this. So space will also be counted as a character. And also how many vowels are there. Okay, so that vowels you can just take a condition that if it is matched with small I, is all a e I o u, and all with a capital. Okay, so that type of problems are also asked in the previous terms. So that is string related operations. So once so this type of data will be provided to you in the function, so that str pointer will be passed to your function. And in your function you need to just traverse your string. You need to perform some operation with the string. So I think we have already discussed some operation with the string. So if you can remember this, so this may some common string function you can practice this. Okay, so these are very helpful. You can use this. Otherwise, some of the question we will also provide some that hint type of things, okay, in the code and question statement itself. So if any function is required, that we have also mentioned. So strlen, this function, how we can use in the with the string str copy. You can see how we can copy the one string to the another place. So that is strcpy. How we can concatenate the strings, okay, to strings in the one strings. So that you can see with this example like str1. This is the one string, and we have the another string, and we want to concatenate these two strings and want to store in str1. So this str cat can you can use comparison you can do. Okay, by the strcmp. I think someone raised the hand.
Sir, if we want the sum of str1 and str2 and
Hmm.
remains the value in str2, then what we have to do?
So just take as a str2 as a first place. Okay, if
So
you want to,
then they
if you want to concatenate that
hmm.
str1 and str2. Okay, so you are saying that
Sir,
okay, I got your point. So you are saying that you are just doing the things hello and then world, okay, but you want to store this as a like str2 place.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what you can do, you can use two operation here. So first things you can just concatenate things, okay, and after that copy the things in the another place, so that will be replaced completely. Okay,
Okay, sir.
first
Thank you.
apply the concatenate and then use the copy strcpy. So here just mention the where you want to store that complete string and the source. So that will be replaced completely and will be stored. Your data will be stored at that place. Okay. So combination you can use. Otherwise, you can that str count and there is strcmp, strchr. Find the first occurrence of the character by this. Okay. strchr this method. Str talk. This is also important. Otherwise, this task you can also do with the loop. Okay, by the indexing also. Suppose sometimes what we need to do, we identify, actually we want to break the strings with some delimiter, okay, by some comma separate. We want to break our string by the comma, okay, and suppose our data is given like as a comma separated value and we want to break all the all things and we want to separate all. So here you can see this str token is a one function that done this task, split a string into a tokens based on the delimiter. Tokens is just a part of that string, substrings. So, but you should know how to use this. So there is some specific way to use this. So first time actually we call this function. That is the actually we have to call this function two times. First time we will call this function like this. So first this is the actual string. This is the delimiter where from we want to break this. Okay, so that comma or exclamation this and dot or empty space anything. So we want to break this. So let me run this and see how this is working. So first let me see that how what output is coming. Okay, so output is coming. You can see this string is breaked by space, comma, and this sign, everything, and dot is also not coming in this. So hello world. So that means we break the string and we found the word only. So how this is working? So you have to write, you have to call this function first time. So strtalk, and you have to pass this complete string and delimiter. This delimiter is just also an array, character array. Okay, so that will contain all type of delimiter which where from we want to break this string, and that will actually provide a token. So that means that will return a one token. So that first actually hello that is coming by this. Okay, first call function, but internally one pointer will actually move to the next position where we want to continue this process. So we will repeat this process continuously while our token is not equal to null. So that null value we will only get when our complete string will be break and we will reach at the last place. So we will repeat this process, and every time we will call this function again and we will receive one token. But when we will call second time, so that at the time we will not pass as a string str here. This is the only first time we will pass as a string. Internally, by default, it will take as a pointer reference to the next part from the string where it will start again. So that we will pass a null value at the second time or the remaining time. So first time is the these requirement we will pass str and delimiter, but in the next time we will just pass a null at the place of str and delimiter. So that will repeat the process, and that move will check the next delimiter. So first thing what will happen by first call, this part will actually separated. Okay, and that will be printed by this first token. But this part will be ignored because this is comes as a delimiter. Now our pointer will stop at this place. Okay, so now this is as a remaining strings we have. So when inside the while loop, when this function will call again, so again only second time this function will be breaked. Okay, and pointer will be moved to will move to this next character place, this place. Okay, so next iteration, this will be the remaining string. So in this way, this is just we can use this as a complete this set of the code. We cannot use only single call. If you want to break the string or split the string by some character, so we have to use this complete set of the code. Okay, that there are two things is there. First time call is different. Second time call is different. Okay, null and string. So this you can just remember how we can use this things, because many of the question may be asked based on this. So like data file data is giving support like in this format. So where the first value is representing something, and after space second value is representing something, but that will be read as a one string. But after that you want to break that string into some value in the different variable you want to store. So how you can break that one string to a different part, so that you can use this. Okay, and you can store the data separately. So in this way you can split the things, split the strings. So that is also one important that direct function you can use for this C, for the string purpose. Okay, this is str find the first occurrence of the substring within the string. Okay, suppose if you are searching some sub part of the string, so first occurrence you can got directly by this function. So these are basic function you should know, and I think most of the problem will be solved by these basic function. If any other function is required, that will also be given as a hint inside the question itself, if any question is asked like this. So use hint also. Okay, some function will be given as a hint, so that you can use. So the things is after getting the string, so that string you can also access by the for that indexing, and you can also use this direct helping function, which can provide direct solution. So that is the one thing. So string related question you can do like this. So I have already seen you that dynamic memory allocation things. Okay, and next is just like a structure. So that structure is also important, and how we can create a structure, how we can define the structure, and after that how we can also create a structure array. So defining the structure is the one thing, one part of the solution maybe, and after that just traversing all the data which is follow that structure. So that is the another thing. So how we can define the structure first thing? Suppose we want to define the structure for salary, employee salary. Okay, so we can just create a structure sub for that. So like employee record, so we want to create a employee record structure for some record. So that is how we will define the structure. Okay, so we will write a struct then structure name. Okay, what structure name is actually asked by the problem statement. Okay, just read the problem statement and understand what name should you should give. So like suppose employee in REC, that I structure I have created, and that you need to pass this. This is the body. Okay, and inside this you can define the member, what a members are actually required according to the question statement. Suppose we are storing the employee ID, employee name. Okay, two things I'm just giving the example. So int, suppose employee ID is representing by the integer only, so int emp id. Okay, we can give like this emp id and name. Okay, so that name will be stored as a string. So care and like name. So name we will pass as a maximum size. We can give like as a 50. So this way. So now this is the structure we have defined. So this you should know how we can define the structure. After that, if you want to create object for this, so how we can create the object? So like as a simple variable, you can take this as a data type. Okay, and then assign the name for this. Okay, so that like one employee, though employee one. Okay, and just like this. Okay, now you can see we got the employee one as a one that memory block we got. We have created one employee variable for this. Now we can store direct value for this. So suppose that the employee ID is something, so that we will write like this. So how you can access the member? So that dot operator. Okay. So if you have the pointer for this, so pointer, in the case of pointer, we will use the dash and arrow type of symbol. So that I'll also explain. So here we can access like I say int employee ID equal to like 1001. That's the value we have assigned. For employee name we can not directly assign the okay. So here you can use the same string thing, so that strcpy, so strcpy and destination, and suppose the name is like given as a like Amit. Okay, so this is assigned as a name, and later you can print this information also in your function. So you can check the value is stored or not. So printf, and with the same details, percent ld. Okay. S and then name. So when we run this, you can see we are getting this information in this field. So this is only one field we have created, and also we can create a pointer for this. So how we can create a pointer? So that pointer is simple. Uh, so we have to follow the same data type for the pointer itself. So that we can write like this, and asterisk ptr, like ptr1. Okay, so this is a pointer for this type of structure. And if you want to print the information with the help of pointer, so we can assign the value for that first. So ptr1 equal to and symbol address of this variable, so employee1. Okay, and now how we can access through the pointer? So we cannot use write like this. So ptr1, this is incorrect now. Okay, so here this dot operator will not work, so we have to write like this. If we have the pointer, so we will this and greater than. Okay, so dash and greater than. So this become like as a arrow, and this will also access the same value with the field. Okay, so if you have a pointer for any structure, so use this arrows type of symbol. Okay, this arrow is not a one operator. This is a combination of dash and then greater than in the keyboard. So you can access your member by this operator if you have pointer. But most of the cases in the problem question statement, you will get a structure array. So that means like as a single variable, because we need to store the multiple record. Then you need to create a array, so that not int, you have to create an array for the same type structure type. So same type of array you have to create, and that array name you can give like array, okay, or record. And suppose 10 record you want to store, so this is now become an array. Okay, and instead of writing this employee1, so that means record index 0 is now working as a single variable. Record index 0, record index 1. So each index is as now referring as a one variable of this type. So you can store the data with the help of this like, so record, no need to use this directly here. Suppose this employee this one. Okay, record index 0. Okay, so now you can see we can store the data directly on the array indexing, and we can print the same by the indexing also. Dot. Okay, so now this is not So indexing is there. So you can see we are getting this data stored at the first index of the array record, because our array type is now structure. So this type of questions, you should know how to define the structure, and you will get a structure array, okay, where the data will be stored already by the main function, and you have to perform some task on the array. Actually, you have to traverse all the data. Maybe you have to compare the one field of the structure, and you have to return the another field corresponding to that. I think that question is also given similar to this. Okay, this is not. You can see. So here structure is already defined. This above structure is also defined student and line, and this function is given. And your task is just you are taking this line. This is referring to the structure. Okay, so this structure pointer, and you need to just traverse all the data through this like an array. So suppose here I think this is an given as a okay insert student line. What is given? Complete the function that reads the list of student names, height. Okay, list. It is list is given. You need to just traverse all the that structure array elements, and you need to compare something, some member, and return the another field. Okay. Suppose we are just finding that the just provide the employee name, employee ID, which have the name start with the A. Okay, so it's that capital A or small a. So this type of things. So in this case, what you have to do, you have to traverse all the data, and you have to figure out that which name is start with capital A. Okay, first character is just matched with the capital A. In corresponding ID you need to return, because this data is stored in the group manner. So 1001 is referring to the Amit. Okay, next data will be referring to the other. So in this type of information, suppose salary is also included in this. So what is the employee ID which have the highest salary? So that type of information generally asked from the record. Okay, minimum salary, maximum salary, average of the all salary of the all employee, like this type of information will be asked for this type of question. So here you should have the proper understanding that how we can access the member. Okay, array traversing you should know, already know that indexing we can use to traverse the array. Only here the members are there. So member can be accessed by the dot operator if you have the variable pointer. If you have the pointer, then dash and arrow, that arrow symbol. Okay, so after that your task will be the same like as the another problems. So simple problems. So that is the required understanding you should have for the structure based question. So this is one type, and another type is that file based question. So file related things, you should know how to read the file. So that we have also discussed in the previous Tuesday session. So that 10. So this f get c, and that these are the function which is required to read the data from the file. Okay, so first thing you should understand that that operation what we should write. So this is the main things. You should clear this file. So this type of question what will be given? Okay, so you will be given as a some file name. Okay, so suppose file name is given as a input.txt. So just open the file with proper naming. So create a pointer for that, then open the file name which is given for the question, and then fptr equal to open input.txt like this in the write mode or read mode, what operation do you want. And after that, also check this condition if you are getting the file open properly or not. Then you can perform your operation on the file data, because now you can read the data with the help of that these functions. So f get s, all these things, reading from file. So that f scanf you can see. So this we can use the information to read the file. So this is the pointer where we open the file. After opening the file, just use this symbol. So scanf if your file contain only single string, okay, without space or anything like this, or just separated data. Suppose two values are there in the file, and that value you want to read and assign to the variable directly. Okay, so this type of a small detailed file, you can use this fscanf directly with the help pointer and assign directly that value to the corresponding variable. Okay, and then perform your task. You can also, if file contain multiple that word or sentence like this type of information, so you can read it as a character wise, or you can directly read as a complete line wise. Okay. So line wise you can read using this f get c and f get s. So this is the requirement. So just under use this f scan f get c, f get s. Okay, just practice on these three method to read the data from file. And after reading the file, just store that data into some maybe structure array or simple array or some variable. If data is long, so you can also use the structure array to store that information. So then this is function to print the output in your file. Okay, so if you want to print some single string, single word, so you can directly use fprintf, directly pass. If you want to print single character, directly f put s. If you want to print some line statement, single line, so use the print string completely. So these are basically six methods are required to read and write function. After that, your file should be properly closed. Okay, after your operation, so that file should be properly closed. Otherwise, your operation will give some not able to run type of error. Okay, so file should be properly open as well as the close after the operation. So do not miss that. Okay, so print scanf. So after that, after reading the data and getting the data, your questions will become similar to your structure questions, or maybe some string based questions like this. You're only the reading and writing are additional things for this type of question in your exam. So practice in this that in the remaining revision session, the coming revision session, I'll ask to the another instructor that will focus on this some questions on that. Okay, so I think in the last six question is related to the file, the mock. You can see here input1.txt. This is the sample input what is given in the test case. Okay, so first two line is just defining the name. What should be the input file name? Okay, for reading the data, and what is the file name for the just writing the data into the output file. So this should be the input one, and output one is the file name, and this is the data which is already there in the input.txt. So this data is actually provided to the hidden code. Okay, so this file is already created with this name input1.txt. Your task is just read the data and write the data into this output1.txt file. Okay, now this input one and output one already passed to the function, because your task is just only to write the function this. So copy odd lines. Okay, so how many odd lines are there in this file? So copy odd number of lines into the another output file. You just copy it like this is the one first line, this is the third line, so this is the odd lines, and just copy these lines into the function. So that task you need to do. So here this name of the input file is given in this variable input file. So you need to open this input file. Okay, but you have to write this as a like suppose if you created this file, so file fptr or any name, so fptr, so this is just a pointer. So last time we found that many of the students did mistake for this, that is they write the open the file like this. So fptr equal to open, and inside this they write this input file name as a string like this. Okay, and another is just a double read mode like this. So this is a very big mistake, because here this is string file name is given inside a variable. This is a variable, not a string. But many of the students write this as a string in the file name. So here we need to write this as a variable name, like this. Automatically it will pass a string. That string is actually a file name, input file. So if input file name is given like inside the variable, so write like this. If any fixed name is given for the file, so directly open that. If suppose file name is given input.txt, so that just write like as a inside the string. So input.txt. Okay, then open the file. After that, read the data and write the data into the file. Okay, but after performing the operation, just close the file. Okay, this is necessary, otherwise you will get some unexpected type of error and you will not understand what is happening. So that closing the file is required once your operation is done. Okay, so but after getting the data, your questions will be easy. So that closing writing is the required things for this question. So
Sir,
these are the main. Yes,
sir, over here, input.txt is in string form, sir, because it's
yes,
in.
yes. Huh. So the file name should be come with the extension also. So what is the extension of the file is given to you? That will also come as a input.txt. If I so in this case, this is not the case because here we are providing this input1.txt file name inside this variable. Okay. So for this question, you need to open like this file as a simple input, write this variable name only like this. So that variable contain the name string as a string this. So that will be come here as a string. Okay. But if the question statement is mentioned that your file input file is fixed with this name input.txt, so then write that file with the double quote as a string. Okay. This is an variable. This is not a string. But this variable contain the strings. So that is actually value will be come from here. So these are the necessary important things which you should focus here. So that array related, string related, 2D related, dynamic memory allocation. I've also mentioned this. Struct array of struct related and file handling. Yeah, these are the important point where you should practice for the question, and your questions will be based on this only. Okay, some logic will be there so that you have to figure out that in the quest exam only, but your practice should be around on this. Okay, so I hope you got the idea of the OPP2. A label will be easy if you have properly practiced on this topics. Definitely you will find the exam easy. Also properly understand the question. If you are not able to understand sometimes, so you can also take the help of that sample input and output. That is also a one way to understand the actually sometime question statement what type of output is required. Okay, so also validate your understanding with the sample input and output. So these are the something important. You can get maximum marks if you practice on this. Okay, so any query? Yes. Any query, anyone?
Sir, in January there is a lab, right, sir?
Mm-hmm.
Sir,
Yes.
is there any other slot more than those two slots?
No, there is no other slot.
Because I'm having my semester exams around that time, so
So that is first. I think this is third to six, and another is I think 70 to 20. So both data are clashing with your exam.
yes, sir. First, from third, I am having my lab exams,
Then
extended
then
lab.
in that case, you can join your lab in the next term.
Okay, sir.
Okay. So because now this lab is separated from the course, so that you can do in the coming term also. If you are not able to come in the current term, so yeah. But yeah, this timed assignment. So according to the updated grading document, so this timed assignment score will be considered inside the lab. Okay. So complete your timed lab assignment also. So that will be considered as a 50%. I think 50% weightage will be considered for that inside the lab.
Okay, sir.
Okay, do not miss this.
Sir, do we need to fill up any manuals for the labs, or like is there going to be an exam when we come for the lab?
No exam. Actually, I think some prof will discuss some new topics related to your learnings, what you have already done in the C programming. Additionally, they will discuss some additional topics, and based on that, they will provide some task during the same day, and you have to complete that task. Okay, that will be evaluated.
Okay, sir. Okay.
That type of thing. So for C programming, I think no additional the tools are required and no equipment is required. So that can be done on the your system. Also come with your system, okay? But you
Okay, sir.
have laptop or all these things. The other that course like electronics course, embedded C course, so we need some microcontroller and circuits, all these things. So that is will be provided in the lab physically. But the C and Linux type of course, I think only computer is enough.
Okay, sir.
Sir, can we do C and Linux at the same time lab?
No, not same time, but I think the timing will be separated during this 4 day. Actually, we have the slot of 4 days. So in 4 days, I think they will separate the timings of C and Linux, all these things. So you
Okay,
have
sir.
to attend only that duration. Okay. Yeah. So still that things are not finalized. What will be the task in the final lab day? So that is still under preparing by the prof. So maybe if we will get this information, so we will share with you.
Sir, one suggestion, like, is it possible to, like here we are using Replit for running the code. Within the course module itself, like we do for the time-lapse assignments, can we have a kind of a sandbox environment or this for running any program? I don't know how feasible it is, but just a suggestion.
Okay, so
Like we run
think this.
programs, like
Mhm.
the output and the input is kind of fixed when we run it for the graded assignments and like that.
Hmm. Actually, initial terms not for this ES program, but we have tested this at the initial terms of the DS for Python actually.
Okay, sir.
But we found some loophole where a student just tried to some that cheating with the help of some sharing of the replit with the others. So
Acha.
we found some problems with the replit or this type of portal during the exam. Because of that, we are only focusing on our portal during the exam.
Okay. Yes, sir.
So
I was asking regarding that only, whether we can have a like the same interface that we have. Yeah, it's tied to a particular assignment or a question
no,
in the portal.
interface will be same. That is
Okay.
your as assignments, okay, programming assignments you have.
Okay.
But we are suggesting that use the new UI, okay? Because currently we have two user interface for the programming assignment. This is the one on my screen,
Right.
okay, and another is there is button is switch to old UI. So that is now a old user interface for the programming question. This one, where the question statement is coming at the top. When we have to scroll, then editor is coming, then test case is coming on the same page. But that is split it into a that this type of you can at the same time you can read the problem statement. At the same time, you can also write the code on the right side. So that is the
Right.
most common interface for the competitive platforms also, like you can read and here you can write, okay,
Okay.
and test case also you can read on the same page. So no need to scroll anything, only just do the use the same page without scrolling here. And this is also very error free user interface. You will not get any that button disappear is type of issue which we some faced in the OPP1 exam, those who actually use the old UI. So by default, I think this new UI will open this time to the student. Old UI will not be open, but still, if anyone get the old UI, just move to the new UI by this click by clicking this button. Switch to old UI.
Okay, sir.
And solve your problem. But yeah, some camera, that screenshot, this additional things will be there on the exam portal.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, Eva.
Sir, sir, I'm OPP only student, sir. So for me also this in-person lab applies, sir. Basically, I'm a term student of May.
Okay, I'm not sure for you. So that you have to check with the support. So last time student, I think they will not be um, assigned for this lab, because at that time grading document lab was not there, na? So you are
Yes,
just
sir.
only repeating the OPP exam. So I think lab will be there for you. But
Okay, sir.
still,
Because
just clarify with the support.
okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Okay,
Because
till now,
I
did you receive any form to fill the lab slot or anything?
yes, sir. I received in the 1 month, 1.5 month back itself, sir. Something like that. Before
At
this
that time, you
discussion
did not.
started, only I
Okay, so you did not clarify with the support.
no, sir. I didn't clarify that time, sir.
Yeah, so please write a mail to the support and just clarify this one.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Okay. Any other query?
Sir, sir, in-person lab session of the in the campus, can we write on the code in online compilers?
That will be decided later before the lab. Okay, so you can use anything. Okay, so that will be based on the task actually. What task we will assign, and if that task is required online compiler, so you can use definitely.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Okay. Any other thing?
Sir, is this
Hello, your voice is breaked.
sir,
You are
I was
not audible.
asking,
Huh?
yes, sir. Sir, I was asking that is this lab mandatory because at that time I think I will also have my semester exam. So what can I do for that, sir?
Yeah, this lab is mandatory because now this lab has the separate credit. Okay, one credit, and this is like as a separate course now. So C programming is a separate course. C programming lab is the separate course with one credit. So that you have to clear. You have to pass this. But you can do this if you are not able to come in this terms. You have to come into the next term. But you have to at least clear this.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Sir,
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
sir, if we want to attend any time before the course period, no, sir. It can be done anytime. Meaning it can be clubbed along with some other lab like ESTC something, no, sir. Anytime.
No, slots, not anytime. Slots are already defined. So dates, first slot dates are 3rd Jan to 6th Jan. So all lab will be conducted on this duration.
Okay.
Same lab will be conducted on the second slot, that 17 to 20th Jan. So that is just a repeat things. Those
I
students are
understood, sir.
not able to come at the first slot, they will come in the second slot.
Okay. But if the in this term the slots are missed, means we can do it in the next term. That is what you are telling, no, sir.
That is yeah, that is the similar to your course selection like this.
Okay, sir.
If you are not able to come in this term, just you have to come in the next term to complete.
Okay.
But you have to finish all.
Sure, sir.
Okay. Okay. Then I think coming week another sessions are also there. So join that session also for the revision. So we have scheduled some session more. Okay. Thanks everyone. Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
sir.